So, welcome, and I think I might kick off today a series on something which I haven't really covered before, yet something that is so common. And what I'm talking about is not this thing in particular, even though it's pretty interesting, and I'll talk about that in a second anyway. It's what's inside it. And this is going to be a series on servicing, disassembling, clean and reassembling, one of these small German 30-hour movements. And they appear on a lot of things. They're very common and easy to come by. And it just so happens that this one is containing this interesting amber glass cube type case. I've actually got another one of these. Here it is. Pretty much exactly the same thing, although it's slightly paler, the glass. But yeah, pretty much the same thing. And it's a cube, well not a cube exactly, a cuboid of glass, amber colour glass, and that has been sort of done at the corners. But yeah, they're very nice. These colours, I think the amber is the most common. I think blue is pretty common as well, but you do see green ones and purple ones, and I'd love to get a purple one, because purple is pretty much my favourite colour, I think. But yeah, this one is the movement that came inside this one, whereas that one I built up myself because I had the case without a movement in it, and I sort of found one and stuck it in there. But yeah, from the back, I've already done something to this. It didn't have a back on it, so I got a back that I found and I made some new holes in it, and I got a knob and a winder, which as you can tell is a 66 winder that someone had sort of messed around with a little bit at the edges. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to use it on a Westclox, so I'm just going to use it on this thing. But yeah, it doesn't work because it's all dusty inside. Probably because it has no back on it, until now. And the dial is very, very sort of brown. But I quite like the brown dial. I think it matches the clock. I don't know, we'll see how we feel later. So I'm going to get it out of here and just show you what the case is like before we go into the movement. Because yeah, it's a pretty interesting piece of glass. So got these stuff on here. We got some nuts. I think these probably originally would have had like thumb turning little knobs on it, but I don't have any that fit. So I've got some nuts, but they're a bit of a pain because of this lip around the edge. You can't really tighten them up all the way, but I've got it so it doesn't twist around when you wind it up. So that's the main problem out the way. Yeah, as you can see, they're a bit of a pain to get to. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll jump cut to where I've done them off. So, are you ready for this? Ta-da! This is how it was when I got it first, without this back on it. And yeah, it's not the best movement looking thing. It's all very, very dirty, dusty, and does not want to do a thing. So that'll be aside for a second. In this case, it needs a clean up as well. But yeah, it's a very nice, solid glass thing without any chips on it, compared to my other one, which has some very small chip on it. There, and I think there's another one somewhere else. Maybe it's just that one. But this one seems pretty flawless. So I'm going to use this when I get it sorted. I'll use the same one and the same one, just to keep it all original. But yeah, this will be the priority one, I think, for display cases. Depends on what I think of the dial, really. So yeah, the movement, which is really what we're here to look at. You can see it's got an interesting design to it. And all of these German 30-hour movements had, I think they were all made by different companies pretty much. There were tons and tons of different designs, and probably lots of different companies that made them as well. There's a website I use sometimes to identify who made a movement like this. However, this one is on there, but it's unknown. So they didn't know who made it, and I probably never will find out. Same with the movement in this one, which isn't even listed on there. I'll show you that actually in a second as well. Maybe you know. Right. And this back is original to this movement, but the bezel isn't, because the bezel that came with this movement when I first got it is this one, and it was too small to fit in the hole, so I had to go one with a bigger lip on it. But it seems to work anyway. But yeah, here's the movement in it. They usually display them balance wheel down, so we'll do that from now on. But yeah, it's got a strange sort of alien, sort of UFO looking shape to it. I really love the design of this one. I mean, I know it's just a bit of brass with holes in it, but as these designs go, it's probably one of my favourites. So I'll put that aside, a screw fell out of it, I'll put that back in later. Have it ticking away in the background. That's one I did service a long time ago. Not that long ago, not like it was before I knew what I was doing. But I think I did a decent job on it. Remember, it took a while to get right because of the hairspring was a bit tangled. And yeah, hairsprings, as you probably know if you've seen some of my recent videos, will be a big focus of this channel over the coming weeks. So yeah, with the arrival of a mysterious being. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video where it is until next time, because I think trying to open up this dusty mess will be worth a video in itself. But what I will do is I will show you something which might change the game a little bit. Now, this is isopropyl alcohol, if that's how you pronounce it. I think it's isopropyl, might be isopropyl. I think it's isopropyl. I'm going to call it isopropyl alcohol. This is not for drinking. This is for cleaning of bits. And it says, what does it say on the bottom of there? PBS. And some pictures of plastic bottle. I bet they mean Plastic Bottle Society or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's got one of those child safety tops on it, so you know it's not nice. But yeah, this should be a good thing when it comes to cleaning parts, because I've said in the past that it might come in handy, and look what we have. I don't know the proper method of using it, but I did see, and this is where I got the idea of isopropyl alcohol from in the first place. I saw this video of a guy, probably taken over 30 years ago, repairing a clock. He was this old guy, and he was cleaning some parts, and he had like 3 tubs in the background. You might know the video I'm talking about if you're into this kind of stuff. He had like a bath of water, a bath of isopropyl alcohol, and I think it was another bath of water. And he had the parts soaking in one, then soaking in another, and then soaking in another, and he dried them off, and it was spick and span. So I've already tried. Where is it? I've already tried this wheel, just soaking in some isopropyl alcohol, and this is a wheel. I think it's third wheel from that pink spur that I'm doubting is called a spur. I think it might actually be called a trim, but more on that later. It's not done a great job, but that's because it was literally resting in the bottom of this. Most of it's evaporated now. Probably should have emptied that long ago. There's also bits of paint in there as well, because I put a winding key off that French painted clock in there just to see if it would do anything about removing paint, and it did loosen it a little bit. I mean, that's not really what I'm supposed to be using it for. I'm going to use it just for cutting through the grease and grime on these parts. But I was just seeing, testing its potential. But yeah, when I get the method right, I will go through it on camera. And this will probably be one of the first things, depending this or anything else I cover in the coming weeks or so. The first thing that will be going in there. I'm not going to dunk the whole movement in there. I will do a proper take apart and do a thingy on it. But the next video I'll probably take this thing apart. Then it will probably be a while until you see the next video in this one after the next one, because then I'll probably be revising the method for cleaning it, and then I'll go back to it. All the bits in this will be in a little pile somewhere, and I'll put them in, see what I can and can't put in. I probably won't put the hairspring in, for example, because I'll just get tangled up. Maybe the mainspring as well. But yeah, it should, I think, do something to them. We can compare it to the usual hand scrubbing method. So, thanks for watching. I don't know why, but it seems to be that the time where I don't upload videos, I get the most subscribers. So thank you to the 5 or so people that have subscribed in the last 10 days when I didn't upload anything. But yeah, let's have a back on track